Thank you to Arden Wolfsky for your generous support on Patreon.
Hello everyone, my name is Vivian and welcome back to Temptation's Ballad. On the last episode, we went to the church district and we got a little more backstory into the Knight Commander, as well as inciting probably a horny mob. But I completely skipped over going to the Adventurers Guild. Whoops. So, here we are. Let's see what happens. The Adventuring Guild was even more busy than usual as Cole, Sid, and Artemis shoved their way through the entrance. The place was so cramped that Sid had to tuck his arms close in order to squeeze through the crowd. Looks like things are even busier today now that the Firefly Festival is almost here. The Firefly Funhouse, ooh, BriAnna.
Remind me why we're here again.
It's just a bit of Adventuring Guild paperwork I gotta finish up for our team. Plus, so many people is a good place to find some gossip and news about upcoming events. Keep an ear open for anything suspicious.
Suspicious? Are you perhaps referring to yourself, Quality Bonebreaker?
Who is that? Oh no, it's fucking this guy. The crowd immediately parted to allow Val's massive hulking figure to pass through unhindered. Cole took one look at the crocodile's glaring face and before darting behind Sid with a scowl. You know, just once, I want you to greet me with a friendly smile. Is that too much to ask?
For someone who indirectly destroyed my companion's fighting ring and livelihood, yes, absolutely.
The crocodile's angry glare faltered for a moment as Artemis stepped between them.
Hello, Sir Val. I'm sincerely sorry about what happened at the fighting ring yesterday. It was not my intention to ruin your livelihood.
Val stared between Artemis' apologetic grimace and Cole hiding behind Sid. The disgusted scowl on his face grew.
You have done nothing wrong, lass. Though I hope you have considered my words to you yesterday.
I have given it some thought, yes.
Crocodile let out a satisfied grumble.
Ah, some progress. Glad to hear it.
Sid cleared his throat uncomfortably and scrambled to change the subject.
So, what are you doing here, Val? Looking to do some adventuring party stuff for the guild?
Not quite. I'm here to check on the competition for tomorrow. It is the Firefly Festival, after all. The biggest sporting events include the jousting tournament and the free-for-all brawl.
The brawl? Isn't that where they just stick a bunch of warriors into a ring and let them go ham until one remains?
Val smirked.
Essentially. And that is where I plan to be tomorrow. Should I make a decent name for myself, finding new work should be much easier. Unlike Clyde, I do not have the patience to become a mere shopkeeper.
Oh, please, you just want an excuse to beat people up.
I cannot deny I enjoy the thrill of a satisfying fight.
Val turned towards Sid with an appraising stare.
Have you considered joining as well? You are a fighter of no small talent. Should you impress the crowds, you will surely find yourself a more fitting employer.
Cole gripped Sid's arm defensively. Hey, don't you go stealing my lackeys now.
No, perhaps Sir Val is correct. I'm considering participating in the jousting tournament myself. Should either Sir Sid or I score well in these competitions, it could provide us with an in to speak with the high-class nobles we seek. You got a good point there. You know what? I'm in. Where can we sign up?
Val jabbed a finger toward the Adventuring Guild's reception desk.
Early sign-ups are made there.
Sid and Artemis both nodded gratefully before making their way across the room, leaving Cole alone with Val. Dots? Dots! Crocodile glared at him coldly. Okay, what do you want? I can tell you've got something pissy on your mind. Val shook his head.
Simple. Your new teammates are too good for you.
Cole smirked and shrugged nonchalantly. What can I say? Sometimes life deals you a winning hand. Ain't my fault I got lucky. Val's eyes grew even colder. The larger man scowled as he turned to leave.
Unworthy leaders are often swiftly replaced.
In a just world, usually they just, you know, I don't know, too many people who have left their jobs they left their managers, not their jobs. That's all I'm saying.
What will you do when your friends find someone better?
Ooh, that smile faded pretty quick. Cole fell silent as Val disappeared into the crowd without another word. What will he do if his friends find someone better? Well, Cole has done well for himself, even before meeting Artemy and Sid. He'll be fine on his own, even if they left him. Of course, it won't change much at all. But still, Val's words got under his skin more than he cared to admit. Oof. Woofda. Ah, now we get to go home and get some rest. Because I fucking whoopsie poopsie. Now we're on the other side of this. Night had descended upon Axia by the time Cole finally returned to the Bonebreaker Guild building/tavern. Sid and Artemy had said their goodbyes and departed to their respective homes after a long day of scurrying about the city. It had been an eventful day, but now it was time to rest up for the Firefly Festival tomorrow. Cole yawned lazily as he pushed through the heavy doors of his home, only to be met with a mostly empty tavern. Huh? Where did everyone go? There's usually a hoot at this time of night.
They're out on a job tonight.
Now this is even more embarrassing that you're awake for this.
A few of the villagers hired us for bodyguarding duty as they set up for the festival tomorrow. There have been a few cases of folks fainting out of the blue, so paranoia and safety have been upped lately.
There was a thump from behind the bar as Marrow poked his head up with a grin. Shockingly, the large hyena was wiping down tables and cleaning up messes instead of causing them. Oh, you're actually doing chores around here? Did Amish threaten to kick you out of bed and make you sleep on the couch again?
Hey now, I'm just being helpful out of love for my beautiful Hammy. No threats needed. Though he's been glaring at me a lot more today. I think he's still pissed about the broken door frame.
Marrow cleared his throat loudly and stuffed his cleaning towel behind the bar.
Anyways, there's something I've been meaning to talk to you about, son. Care to sit down and have a chat with your old man?
Cole blinked. Oh, sure. Everything okay? You look kinda nervous, Papa.
Me? Nervous? Ha! Does your old man seem like the kind of guy who gets nervous about anything?
Cole slowly sat down at the bar with a concerned frown. Despite his father's wide grin, there was a sullen tone to his voice. And he had a habit of turning the side of his head with the glass eye towards someone when he wanted to hide something. Marrow let out a few more half-hearted chuckles before a quiet gloom fell over him. For the first time in his life, his father indeed looked somewhat nervous.
Well, this was a conversation we should have had forever ago. But better late than never, eh?
Cole washed his Marrow, reached over to pour him a drink. It was hot tea. Oh, well, now he knew something was wrong. A cozy silence filled the room. Marrow drank his tea quietly, but it was plain to see that countless thoughts were stewing in his head. Was it head or mind? It was mind, my bad. He let out a tired sigh.
I just wanted to emphasize again how much I love you, boy. I couldn't have asked for a better son.
I know, Papa. You say that every single day.
Well, it's true. Words can never describe how proud I am to have you as my son.
Marrow paused and took another sip of tea.
On the other hand, maybe today is the day where I finally have the courage to say, I'm not very proud of the father that I've become.
Wait, what? Cole gawked at him incredulously. But why? You're the best father anyone could possibly ask for. You're like the coolest guy in general. Why would you ever think? Marrow calmly held up his hand. Cole grew quiet.
I'm happy you think so. But that's just the thing, ain't it? I'm the fun dad. The jokester. I am the one who'll encourage you to at everything you want to do and never say no. Ever. I do all that because I know deep down whatever slack I give you, Hamish will step in as the voice of reason. Hamish is the one who's given you all the hard lessons a kid needs to learn when growing up. And he's also the one who takes the brunt of your anger and frustrations.
Marrow let out a sigh and took another sip of his drink. His shoulders hung low with a nervous gloom.
Honestly, I have no idea how to be a father. My own papa was an absolute arse of a man. Always belittling me for my passions, stepping on my accomplishments like they were nothing. Always telling me no.
Marrow turned towards the sun with a soft smile.
The day that you were brought into this world, I swore that I would never be the father that he was to me. But in hindsight, I'm afraid I failed in the complete opposite direction.
Bullshit, you're a good dad. No one in the world is braver and more inspiring than Marrow fucking Bonebreaker. Marrow gulped down his entire tankard of tea before reaching for a cask of ale.
Hate to break it to you, boy, that your father's a bit of a coward.
But... He held his hand again.
I swore to be honest tonight, so here are my honest thoughts. A good father inspires, but also knows when to step in and make sure the kids learn from their mistakes. The
older hyena sighed and chugged his ale.
I encourage and support you at every turn because I see the bitterness you send Hamish every day, and imagine the day that bitterness turns toward me. I imagine you spitting the same contempt I have towards my own papa. That thought scares me more than I care to admit.
Marrow turned towards his son with an apologetic and somber smile.
I'm the fun dad, who gets all the praise and love, while I let my partner take the brunt of your disdain. Disdain that I ought to deserve more of.
Papa. Marrow chuckled and ruffled Cole's hair playfully.
Did you know, back in my day, Hammy was the biggest crybaby you'd ever met? One mean look at the guy, you could reduce him to tears. He's learned to hide it better nowadays, but he's still a mushy, sentimental guy deep down.
Marrow sighed and took a deep breath.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, be nicer to Hamish, yeah? Honestly, you and me, we're both big fucking messes, and he has to deal with us every day. I know you two don't always get along, but try to open up to him a little more. He doesn't show it, but all those nasty things you say really get to him.
Cole fell silent as his father downs the rest of his drink. The older hyena laughed, already slightly tipsy, as he pinched his son's cheeks.
You know, throughout my entire time as your father, the thing I'm most grateful for is the fact that you inherited Hamish's brains. That's the sharpest weapon in the entire Bonebreaker arsenal. Sorry you got my emotional constipation along with it.
Cole gulped down his bitter thoughts with his tea inside. Fine, I get it. I'll try to be less of a shit to Hamish if it makes you happy.
It does. It truly does.
Marrow paused before looking deep into Cole's eyes.
And another thing. I want you to promise to start being more honest with us, yeah? I'm still your father after all. If there's anything I'm doing wrong, anything you want to tell me, you can. No hard feelings. I want you to know that you can still talk to me.
Cole nodded again, quietly. Yeah, I know. Do you, though? I don't think you do. But he won't. Cole stared down at his empty teacup. A deep dread clawed uncomfortably in his chest. Dots. His father was no coward. Admitting his feelings and faults to someone he loved. That was the kind of courage he sorely lacked. Damn. Damn, he didn't do it? Chapter 2, Vulnerability and Risk, end. Damn. To be continued. Man, oh man, oh man. Man! See that fucking Patreon ad. Bring it on. There it is. Christ alive. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, there you go. That was the 0.1.7 update for Temptations Ballad. Thank you all very much for watching this. I appreciate all of you. Every single one of you. I appreciate the fuck out of you. And if you don't believe me, I'll rip your fucking face off and tear it into the fucking river with your fuck. Okay, anyway, so thank you very much for watching. And if you want to support this game, play it for yourself. It's free. Links in the description down below, along with various ways to support me if you are so inclined. While you're down there, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking of Temptations Ballad, this update in particular. And, of course, subscribe and ring the bell if you are so inclined. If you want to see other stuff that I have done, links are in the cards up above. And stay along for the end slate, see the comment of the day, and whatever gets recommended. There's the most recent video and one that YouTube has picked out for you specifically that they think you'll like. So, thank you for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.